going? Thank you for checking out my videos. Please like and subscribe. And welcome to the Den of the Djinn. We're here having a conversation about, well, for one thing, any of you guys out there have kids or have nephews, nieces, whatever, you have little ones in schools and things like that, public, do yourselves a favor and be weary because there are people out there, and mind you, unfortunately, it's becoming more increasingly annoying that there are people out there that think that they can control narratives, they can control their environment by intimidation, threats, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to get these people out of fucking points of office. And here, let me explain what I'm talking about. So, I was listening to I was listening to a story, mind you. Yes, a lot of these stories, but the problem was either they're fake or they're not. It's not the issue. My issue is the fact that it's happening. And I wouldn't doubt out there's more than a few schools out there with some lady or some dude thinking that they are the HOA president or whatever, and thinking, well, I have the right to tell you what to do because I am this. And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, why would I fucking care what you are? Why do I care when you're trying to put my family either have issues financially, or you're putting a gun to their heads because they're going through something that you don't qualify as decent people. Ladies and gentlemen, who gives two shits about that crap? Let me explain. So this lady is basically giving this guy some crap, right? He's giving bullshit. He's giving bullshit to someone that supposedly he has a small record, but it's sealed. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why that information is sealed. There's a reason for it. A lot of times it's because the situation has been dealt with, and it is, there's reparations, or they have already done what society has asked of them, and that's why it's sealed. Yes, it is out there, but it is for no one else's except for the court and for the individual. There's a reason why, again, there's a reason why it's sealed, because of those situations. Just basically, mind you, I feel like if the person fixed the issue, I feel like it should be expunged, or at least, said taken care of or whatever. I don't know the actual term of it, but when you seal information like that, it just basically means that it's no longer an issue, and it should never be an issue. When people see a paperwork that is sealed, it just basically means back off, it's done, none of your business. And the conversation I'm talking about is this lady basically tries to go into this guy's sealed records, somehow gains enough information where he basically says, yes, I don't like him because he's a single father. Well, there's reasons why people are single fathers, single mothers, whatever, right? Either through divorce or, acts of God, like regretfully their spouse regretfully is, with the gods. And again, that kind of information is none of anybody's business, because that is exceedingly personal. I don't remember what it was, but this person had to go through hell in a handbasket because he was a single father. Honestly, folks, fathers are given shit. They are given garbage because they are fathers, not mothers. Even though there are mothers that are just as vindictive, just as horrible. Humanity in itself is horrible. But as a system, we have more respect for the mothers. Ladies and gentlemen, the mothers sometimes are just better, not worse, than the fathers. I've actually heard many, many stories, I'm pretty sure you have too, about people out there. By the way, guys, if you are checking out my videos, please like and subscribe, comment down below, hit that little bell icon to know when I'm putting out next vid. Thank you very much. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure you guys have heard some of these stories about these men or women going through, you know, custody battles, and the opposite end is making it hell. Mind you, the circumstances, it's pretty much the same. The other side is basically giving them garbage. They're trying to live their lives and trying to take care of their kids, you know, which is some, honestly, I've heard stories where there's a gentleman where he was basically trying to keep his kids away from his ex-wife, and his ex-wife is basically throwing CPS on him, all kinds of shit. Mind you, this guy has done, thank you, appreciate it. Lucky Buffalo, I like that. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Anyway, so the reason I'm mentioning all this is I understand wholeheartedly the pain, because I myself grew up in a single mother household. My father was a complete and utter prick. Mind you, it's not that he was trying to take me away from my mother. It was the fact that he wanted to do it to hurt my mother. And I didn't know this until later in my life. I was in my early 20s when my mom finally told me that shit. I understand why she didn't say anything, because, you know, that kind of thing I was already angry as it is. I was angry as hell. As a kid, I was so pissed off at my father. But here's the thing. My mother was the angel in the whole situation. She made sure that as much as I hated my father, and yes, folks, I actually hated him right now, I'm intolerant. I don't give two shits about him. I haven't seen him in 20 plus years. But here's the difference. By the way, Gamer Boy Bro, thank you very much for checking out my video. And all you guys out there too, Lucky Buffalo, Daniel, thank you very much. And do me a favor, if you are checking out my video, like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel. Anyway, as I was saying, you guys don't know how hard it is. I don't know if you do. My bad. I apologize. I rephrase what I just said. You guys, if you guys know, then give me a thumbs up or whatever. How it is when one family is basically trying to do something so vindictive, like take you away from the person you truly love. Like, for instance, my father was basically trying to take my mom fought tooth and nail. I never knew anything about it because she kept me out of it. And that's the one thing I love about her. She kept me out of it. She never got me involved in the whole, you know, structure battle. She fought like a super heroine. I swear to God, she was Wonder Woman to me. She was powerful. She did everything she could to take care of me. She made sure that, you know, despite her being hungry, she gave me the food. Of course, I gave her half. I mean, I'm not a monster. I'm cool. I'm doing good. I'm just saying, guys, the reason I'm mentioning any of this is we need to get these people, the people that we need to do better research on certain subjects, certain, if you guys are in laws or whatever, by the way, I love you too, man. Appreciate it. And don't worry, I'll be doing more videos tonight. I'll be doing a game called Dragon Quest. No, not Dragon Quest. I wish, man. Dragon Quest. No, I'm doing Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. The reason why I'm playing that game is because it's one of the few games that I wanted to get into. It's honestly, the game itself is a very, very linear. The learning curve in that game is actually pretty difficult, and I actually want to master it, honestly. Like, it's one of those things where if I ever was isekai'd into a world like that, I would love to know what I'm getting myself into. But anyway, as I was saying, we need to get people into office that understand not only our circumstances but family, but we need people out there basically using their circumstances to listen to each case. Yes, folks, I'm pretty sure legislators and judges hear 50 cases a day, probably more than likely. But you got to realize you have to take the time, and there's a reason why it takes forever, is because people do shit to each other that makes the courts backed up. Ladies and gentlemen, if we stop being such vindictive parasites to each other, then the courts they will not be as damaged and unresponsive as they are now. Like I said, the reason why everything has gone to shit is because people, guys. It's not the system most of the time. Most of the time, by the way, it isn't always the system. It is the people in the system using the system against people. Let's just face it. We are garbage individuals, guys. And all I am asking out there is do better. If you don't, then what does our society come to? We have amazing technologies, but why do we not use them? Because it's too expensive. It doesn't work. It works. It fucking works. The problem is you don't want to use it because it means the other guy gets to use it too. And you don't want to give the other guy the same shit. You want to use it for yourself, and if I can't use it, nobody can. And that is literally our mentality these days, especially politically. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on this earth as a people, ladies and gentlemen. We are so divided that I'm surprised actual physical walls appear out of nowhere. And guess what? We actually build walls for each other. Isn't that insane? Dude, it took if I remember correctly, the Berlin Wall was erected in the early 40s and then did not be toppled down for another 40 fucking years, ladies and gents. That is just an example of what I'm talking about. We literally erect walls because we have that much hate and mistrust for each other. Why? Because we keep hurting each other. We keep hitting each other. We keep bombing each other. Ladies and gentlemen, knock that shit off. There's a reason why our society has gone to shit. Our economy has gone to garbage. A literal dumpster fire. We literally put our money into a giant dumpster that about the size of a warehouse and light it fucking on fire. That is the kind of accumulance of how bad our society has gone. We are literally putting our entire livelihoods in that warehouse and set it on fire because our governments, our people, are literally in power just to fuck us over. Ladies and gentlemen, all I'm saying is if you're in an HOA or any kind of organization such, mind your own business. If it has nothing to do with you, don't get involved. Any of you guys out there as a police officer or whatever, just do your job the best humanly possible. Do not, and I repeat myself, do not make us regret putting you in office. And I'm talking about all you guys in Washington as well. Do not regret us putting you in office, because we actually physically have the right, within reason of course, to take you out of office. Legally, of course. And you, as people out there, know that's true. You guys know it's true. Mind you, yes, there's systems in place to keep it from happening, but there is a system. Use it against them, ladies and gents. That way, our society, it gets better. That way we can put people in office where they will help us instead of fucking put leashes on us. Anyway, thank you for checking out this video. I'll see you guys in the next, and I promise you it's going to be Dragon Dogma. Hope you guys enjoy a little fantasy, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. This is your friendly neighborhood gamer, Djinn Candor, signing off as you exit the den of the Djinn.